I'm Richard, welcome to Burning Spears. Today I'm going to be cooking the best end of lamb. So what is the best end of lamb? It is also known as rack of lamb. For South Africans, lamb rib chops when it's cut into the individual chops, rack of lamb when it's French trimmed and the bones are prepared nicely. So first 8 ribs in the sheep carcass, and as far as a lot of people are concerned, it's the best tender-wise, flavor-wise, etc., etc. That's why it reaches such a high price in restaurants, etc., etc. These were fairly cheap. Got them from a local wholesaler, and beautiful, not overly fatty, which is going to suit my cook today. Today I'm going to do them on the braai, and I'll get into that in a bit. But I'll serve this with some salad and some roasted goat's cheese peppers. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on those. They're just going to be the sides and the vegetable sides of that. So let's not worry about those. Let's talk a little bit about this. Look at these beauties. So if the butcher had been nice, he would have made little nicks with a saw in there so that one could slice through into individual rib chops. But I'm going to literally eat one of those in a sitting because I'm hungry. I worked Sunday and I did some overtime at work, starving. So I'm going to cook these on the braai, and we've got bone there to protect, and we've got bone and membrane to protect there. So I'm going to go on a medium high heat, and I'm really going to utilize that bone to do a lot of the cooking. But 2 great nice little pieces, and I'm going to season them really simply. I'm just going to put some olive oil on as a binder and just salt and pepper. I'm not going to get too involved with marinating or anything and like that. Fire, salt, lamb, best friends. Okay, I'm not cooking from a recipe per se. I am just going to use some of the flavors I know and love. I don't have any fresh herbs apart from mint. I don't want to put mint in here, so I will be omitting herbs from from these babies. Okay, let's talk fire, right? So we're going to be going medium high today. So I've got a lot of coals here, which is good. Using Namibian or South African hardwoods really makes life a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is, I've been doing this summer with a split grid braai that I've never really had before. I've been using a lot of let's call it like a sear wall or a flame edge or something like that. I've been using that for most of my cooks because I find I've got the real estate to work with. I've got low heat, I can have medium, and then high, and then that flame and that really intense heat that I can use to sear. So if you saw the pork belly video of mine, where I did a whole pork belly, or not a whole one, but a big piece of pork belly on here, you would have seen how I was able to utilize that to get all the edges caramelized, which is really, really good. The outcome is great, it looks great, it tastes great, etc., etc. So I've got, instead of having a cool zone here with a few coals, there's no coals on the side today. So I'm just going hot, very hot. And in about 10 minutes, hopefully I'll get sort of medium high over here. But at the moment, it's just volcano. Okay, grids are clean. We're nearly there. So I just want to chuck a nice big split on there, so I can get some smoke going in a bit to give a bit of flavor to the meat, and I can keep that sear wall or flame wall going. This has been invaluable, the split grid, like I said, just having the maneuverability, especially when things get a bit intense. So really been great, that. So as I've mentioned, I'm basically going to have it cooking for a lot of the time, bone down and bone facing the heat, leaving this a little bit protected. So I don't want too much heat on the bone at all times. It's going to burn, break the membrane apart, burn the bone, start burning the meat, and cook a little bit too quick. So I just want to warm it up in the interim. Okay, it's still quite hot there, it's still very hot. It's like steak hot, but just going to pop them forward now, just to start. Okay, so I've had a little dynamic interruption happen. It just started raining quite hard, so pulled everything off, put some more wood in the fire, hope the fire lasts, otherwise I might be cutting this up under lights, which when it's dark, if I get a chance to get the fire going again. So let's see how it turns out, because the quality of the filming and the colors is never great under lights, but fingers crossed. Cheers. Okay, it rained for about 10 minutes. The coal bed is still just hanging in there. The heat's there. It hasn't gone out, so I'm good. Just a slight delay. Big patch of blue sky, so let's get going. What I did want to show you before the rain started is the black color coming out. That's the blood coming from the bones, and that's exactly what you want. So I'll let this just warm up a little bit, and then we'll get a bit more active. Okay, so if you look closely at the top of the bones, you can see the bubbles. So that shows me the heat inside the bones, and those bones are radiating the heat into the meat. You can see it's starting to pull away here a little bit, which is exactly what you want. I've got the flames kissing it, so a nice bit of heat going on there. And let me get the mic closer to the meat so that we can hopefully hear the sizzling. Now there is a lot of wind, and that really strips the heat of the cook. So I'm glad that the extra wood is on there, and as you can see, it's caught. So I think I'm in a good place. Okay, I'm happy with the color. So now I'm going to spin it to give the fat a chance to start rendering. So you'll see me keep turning and maneuvering the meat around to take full advantage of the flame. A couple of almost mishaps, but I keep an eye on things closely as the heat's good. I don't want to overdo the fat, and I want to start making sure that all the edges have got a good bit of color. So you'll see me putting the meat sideways on and standing it up at funny angles and that sort of thing. And this is to, of course, cook the meat evenly, get some nice Maillard reaction all over, and maximize the flavor. As I can see the color on the bones, how dark this one is, I know that this is a lot more cooked on the thickest part than that. So I'm going to hit this area now to get it to the same sort of color. Now we're starting to get lively on the flame, so time to keep on my toes. I think that we're almost done now. I'm just going to hit it with a lot of heat to get a lot of char on the outside. Right, now you should rest meat for as long as you can, but with lamb, with the fat, you don't want to be eating cold fat, so you're going to have to cut into it a little bit earlier than you would, let's say, a piece of beef like this. Let's see how I did. I think that's okay, actually. Quite happy with that. Bit of blush in there. Right, and there we have it. Very happy with the results, apart from the poor cut on the one. C'est la vie. Normally I don't do a rack as big and long as this. Oh, that is delicious. Tender. It's more fatty than I thought, but the fat's beautiful, as lamb fat is. Cheers. And it's just started raining again. Time is good. Love those. Absolutely love those. That almost toasted crust. Like it's a big old piece of sourdough that's just been put in a toaster. Beautiful. Now off camera, I'm going to be tucking into these bits. The ribs, the lamb ribs. Well, may as well do it on camera. So juicy, and I love the membrane. That caramelized stuff is so full of flavor. So something like this is always really good if you've got good quality ingredients. The lamb and the farmer did all the hard work. The wood, the fire did a lot of work. Me, I just sort of did some stuff and came out with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to absolutely gorge myself. Monday tomorrow, back to work. Can't wait. So yeah, I think with that said, that's it. That's good, man. That is so good. I wanted to be all prim and proper on camera. Because, you know, people might call me a savage. Better than prawns, you know that sound. I'll make some for you now. Is that camera on? Thank you.